Okay, so in the spirit of Thanksgiving and the holidays, I'm going to do some cooking today. So this is one of those recipe magazines from Giant called Savory. I've done a couple of videos with these magazines, and I always pick them up when I see a new one out in the store. I think they're really nice. They are free and they have a lot of good recipes. So the first, I'm not sure if I'll be doing one or two different recipes. We'll see how much time it takes. So both recipes involve using pureed or canned pumpkin. I love pumpkin. And the first one is this one here, right here. This is called a pumpkin skillet cornbread with honey butter, and I like everything about that. I haven't tried to make it yet, so, and the recipe seems very simple. And where's the other one? I think it's back here somewhere. So I was trying to get this video done. This one's so good too. Before Thanksgiving, to be able to have it ready, but that didn't happen. So okay, so the other is this one here, these cookies. And these cookies are pumpkin chocolate chunk cookies. So we will try to fit that one in there too. So that's it. I have everything I need here. And we'll start with the cornbread. Alright, so I believe I have everything that I need here. And I'm just going to follow along with the magazine here. Alright, so we'll have to preheat the oven to 375. So the first thing that I need to do is grease this cast iron skillet. And this one is supposed to be a 9-inch, but I only have this smaller one. This is an 8-inch. So hopefully that will be alright. So I'm actually filming this on Thanksgiving Day. Put the butter directly onto the pan. So I might end up adding some background sounds to this video. We'll see at the end. Because like I said, it is actually Thanksgiving Day. And, you know, normally we would be going somewhere to a family's house. This year we're staying home and cooking dinner here, so hopefully my husband and kids will help. I think they will. So, but there's usually lots of sound in the background. Holidays, right? It's not super quiet. So, what I usually like to do on Thanksgiving, I usually do end up cooking something to bring to family's house. But I love to, well, of course I normally put on the Thanksgiving Day parade, the Macy's parade. So that's usually just playing in the background while I'm doing things. Alright, let me just see what's the next step. Okay, so now in a large bowl I need to whisk together the milk, pumpkin, cinnamon, and nutmeg. Okay. So I'll move this. So I need a third of a cup of milk, I'm just using regular cow's milk here. And I know this is not a liquid measure, but so there's a third of a cup of milk. I need a half of a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. I need, a quarter teaspoon of this ground nutmeg. Quarter teaspoon. And lastly, the pumpkin. Now I just need 3/4 of a cup of this pumpkin. So, like I said, I like to put on the parade just to kind of play while I'm getting things done. But my favorite thing to watch is the dog show that comes on after the parade. So I wasn't sure if they'd be having it this year, and they are. So that will be coming on soon. And I didn't bring a spoon. I always forget something. Let's see, that's a half a cup. Alright, that's the 1/3. Alright. So I'm just going to sort of estimate here. That's a little much. That's okay. I always do that. 1, 2, and that's why everything always turns out wrong, because I do this. That's fine, I don't care. We'll see what happens. Okay. So, there's the pumpkin. It's only because I'm filming and I don't want to have to keep going in and out of this room. So now we're just going to whisk. Alright, so the next step is to add this corn muffin mix. And this is an 8-ounce package. Alright, so we just pour this right in there. So we put the whole package in there. Now we just have to stir it. You don't even need any fancy equipment for this recipe. Stir it a little faster. So, alright, so the last step is to pour the mixture into the pan. So right now it is almost time for the dog show to start. I love watching that. I was going to actually go to it one year, but didn't make it. I think it's in Philly. But I'm glad they're still having it this year to watch. And so we'll just spread this evenly in the pan. So, and then for the rest of the day, we watch football, of course. I don't know who's playing today. I don't really care, but it's just, you know, that's what you watch on Thanksgiving. And they used to, I don't know if they still play the Wizard of Oz. I think they always used to play the Wizard of Oz on Thanksgiving. Just on TV, I forget what station, so I always look forward to watching that too. I don't know if they'll still play it, but, and I know, of course, I could just put on the Wizard of Oz anytime I wanted to now. When I was a kid, it was sort of like an exciting thing for it to come on TV. But still, if they are showing it, I'll watch it on regular TV, just like I always do. So now the last step is to sprinkle these pepitas, which are pumpkin seeds. We'll sprinkle that on top. So it says about 3 tablespoons. I'll just sort of estimate that too. Okay, that's about good. So I'll just clean these edges off before I put it in the oven. So that's it. Now I'm just going to bake this at 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so lastly, for a topping, sort of, it suggests to make some honey butter to serve with the cornbread. And so the recipe calls for the whole stick of butter and about a tablespoon of honey, but I don't think I'll need that much, so I don't want to waste it. I'm just going to use a half of a stick here. and it's supposed to be softened. And so I'll just sort of break that up a little. It's pretty soft. So, and I'll just kind of throw in a little bit of honey there, not too much. Just butter alone is good enough for me. So I'll just mix this up and then we'll put it all together. Alright, so I've got this all stirred up here. That's the honey butter. I just added however much honey to taste. Didn't want it to be too sweet. Okay. Here. And I have the finished cornbread. So I haven't tasted it yet. But let's see. I'm going to cut it like this here. So let's cut it like this. And I'll just try. We'll serve this later, but I'm going to just try a little piece. Okay, so there we go. And then serve it with a little side of the honey butter. I can't really make it into a nice pretty little shape, but that's a lot of butter. Maybe if you're serving it, you could make it look nicer. Just so there it is. That's pumpkin skillet cornbread with honey butter. That looks great to me. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the cookie recipe. And this one was pumpkin chocolate chunk cookies. So let's see, I've got a couple of bowls here, and I'll just be going along with the recipe the same way. So first, in the medium bowl, let's see what I need. Alright, so first here in the medium bowl, I need to combine the flour, flax seed, salt, pumpkin pie spice, baking soda, and baking powder. So for the flour, I need 2 cups. Okay, 2 cups of flour. I know I'm not measuring the flour the right way. I need to do one of those little sweeps across the top. There's our flour. We need 1/4 of a cup of this is supposed to be ground flax seed. So mistake number 1. I was supposed to buy ground flaxseed, and I bought whole flax seed. seeds. But guess what? I'm gonna just use it anyway. This will probably be disgusting now. Okay. Okay. I need a half of a teaspoon. Also not supposed to be measuring over the bowl. Okay, half of a teaspoon of salt. I need 1 full teaspoon one full teaspoon of this pumpkin pie spice. That's 1 and 2. And half a teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, and half of a teaspoon of the baking powder. And that's it. So I need to combine. I only brought this whisk in. So I do wish that I had taken the time to grind the flax seeds up myself, but it's just was too hard to. So you can hear all the creaking, and that's my son making noise upstairs. So that's what happens now, because everyone's always home, so it's really hard to find a quiet time to record. Alright, so I really wish I would have ground up the flax seeds myself, but I don't know, we'll see. We'll just see how much it affects the recipe. Alright, so I mixed that up, and now I need to get the larger bowl. And in this bowl I need to whisk together the butter and sugar until combined, and then stir in the vanilla, the egg, and the pumpkin puree. Okay, so I need the butter, and I have this melted butter already. Okay. And the sugar, which is brown sugar. I need 1 full cup of brown sugar. There we go. And I need to whisk that until combined. Alright, so that's all combined now. And I'll add in the vanilla, the egg, and the pumpkin puree. I'm just going to estimate a teaspoon. I'm not even going to measure it. So we'll say that's about right. I don't think that the vanilla is as important to be exact on. Alright, and the egg. About a half a cup of the pumpkin puree. Okay. Okay, so I'll mix this all up here. And now I'm going to add in the flour mixture. I'm just going to dump it all in together. Alright, so the last ingredient is the chocolate chips. I think it just called for regular chocolate chips, but I got these dark chocolate because I like dark chocolate. So again, I'm not going to measure. It's supposed to be about a cup. And then we just mix that in. Alright, so now what I need to do is let this chill in the refrigerator for at least a half an hour. Alright, so I'm going to go and put this in the refrigerator and then we'll be back. Alright, so now I am back. I have let this sit. I actually let it sit overnight. I am filming this video in many pieces. As you can tell, I have different clothes on in every shot. So I've let it sit. I hope it's not for too long, just overnight. You can see here the dough. So now I'm just going to spoon it onto the baking sheet. And I'm so unprepared for this video. well for this recipe. You're supposed to use some kind of little cookie thing that I don't have. So about a tablespoon or a tablespoon and a half. So just make it sort of over-filled. Nice little size there. And I'm sure the proper utensil has like a thing, like an ice cream scoop, to make it easier. It's supposed to be spaced about an inch apart. So we'll see. I wish I had the ground flax seed instead of the whole flax seeds. And I was trying to read how that will affect these cookies. And it pretty much just says if you're using flax seed whole as opposed to ground, it's just that you don't get all of the nutrients that you would if it were ground. So, and I'm sure the cookies, I hope that the seeds being in there, I'm sure it won't be as good as it would if there were no seeds, but I will eat them. I don't mind things like that, but I'm sure the kids, or really maybe anybody else, will say it's not as good, but I'm just not very picky. It has chocolate chips in it, so I will take it. So I will just continue on, and then I will put it in the oven at 350 for 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, so now the cookies are all done. I've already taken them out of the oven and let them cool down, and eaten some of them. And my kids had some too. I found this nice little wintry container to put them in. Now these are how they turned out. They definitely don't look as pretty as they do in the picture, but I don't know, they never do when I make them. And plus I wasn't exactly trying as hard as I could have. I didn't follow the instructions 100%, so. But, you see they're a little bit chunkier, but they're pretty soft, and they taste really good. My kids liked them, so that means a lot. So, and you don't even notice the seeds in there. I thought that might be a problem, that you would just be biting into a cookie with a bunch of weird seeds in it, but you don't even notice them. So they're really good, and I would make them again. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed.